BBN. What's up, guys? Here we go. Thursday night show. This is the Loyal BBN Fan Show. I'm your host, Michael, and we're about to get it in. Tonight is going to be heavy phone calls. Make sure you get your phone calls in at 270-220-0994. And let's talk Kentucky football, basketball, or whatever's on your mind. Welcome to the show. Hope everybody's having a great evening, and we're going to have fun. I'm waiting on my first YouTube, my first Facebook, and my first X. Let's see who's going to be the first in the room tonight. We're just going to have some fun tonight talking some sports and stuff like that. What I just saw is CBS Sports just confirmed that Kentucky is the best team in Kentucky. So, Sean, you get my first YouTube tonight. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. You get my first one. Ooh, Earl, you just got beat this time, man. I know you wanted it. Man, you were so close. So close. I think Sean was just sitting by waiting. Let me see. Boom. I got it. So Sean is the first YouTube tonight. Earl, you talking about seconds. That's a close race right there, big guy. That's close. I gotta turn. I'm not sure if I sound loud. Maybe I gotta turn my headphones down. Yeah, that's probably better for me. So, James Sharp, welcome to the show. I see you, big guy. Thank you so much for joining in. Man, we just going to have some fun tonight. Tonight is a call-in show tonight, 270-220-0994. Please call in with your thoughts about what's going on with football. We're getting ready. We only waiting on that one. So I appreciate it. Hey, man, that's Rick Brown. Thank you so much for joining in, man. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. It does make sense. I've been waiting on that one. Sorry, Earl. Man, it feels good to be here with you guys again tonight, man. And we're just going to just have fun, be here for about an hour or so. And we're just going to talk about what's going on. But, yeah, Brandon, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Absolutely. Hey, Brandon, thank you for always hitting me up on Facebook. I appreciate it. I know my responses are not very good. I'm not on Facebook as much as I used to, like I want to. But thanks, Brandon, for always sending me texts on Facebook. I appreciate you. Big shout out to you as well too. So don't forget, guys, tonight's phone in. If you haven't called in before, please call in for whatever you want to. I would love to hear from you. I would saw your football video, and the wife says she really. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's just crazy about the football video because the guy that my mentor for behind the scenes for YouTube, when I posted it, I was asleep, but I woke up and I saw a message, and he was mad at me, and he told me, "Why did you post a video the day for it?" He told me you should have posted it tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern a.m. He said you posted the video at the wrong time. YouTube algorithms will not like that because that's not the time that you post videos. So I'm like, okay, buddy, I get you. So it's crazy how the algorithms and what time to post and what time's the best time to post, and make sure that you're consistent with that time. And it's sometimes you just be like, you know what, man, I don't want to do this no more. I quit, bro. It's just too much for me to keep up with. So anyway, Shot Glass, welcome to the house. I see you. Absolutely, Paul. I see you in the house tonight as well too. I'm trying to see, Brandon, you actually get the first, if I'm correct. Brandon, you get the first Facebook of the night too as well. So there you go. Appreciate you here, Brandon. You get the first Facebook. But anyway, guys, CBS Sports has confirmed what we already knew for a long time. CBS Sports has confirmed that Kentucky football is the best team in the state of Kentucky. So, it ain't something that we didn't know already. Now Louisville can stop taking their anger out on us, and they can take their anger and they can put it towards CBS Sports because we didn't write the column. It's crazy because CBS ranked every school best in each state. So, to see Kentucky in there, it wasn't a shock for us. Trying to find me a 10 John boat for fishing and all that, or in my price range has no title. Oh, okay. Oh man, you trying to go fishing a lot, huh? Uh, man, I need to go fishing too, man. One thing about going fishing over here is that rocks are everywhere. So when I'm sitting at my window in my apartment, I'm right across the street from the ocean. So I just sat on my couch and I just stare out at the ocean. So when the waves, I mean, when the tide goes out and the water goes out with it, like I didn't understand at first why fishing was so horrible over here. Now I wouldn't, I, I don't touch the fish. If I catch something, which I didn't, but if I did, I'll let somebody else take it off the hook and keep it. The water's just not really that great. But anyway, it's so many rocks over here, and I love the fish. So I can't wait to get home so I can actually fish in places that are not completely surrounded by so many rocks. But I would love to do more fishing over here. Of course, right now it's too hot. So I would definitely have to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to go fishing, even though it's still going to be 100 degrees or whatever. But I would have to drive almost an hour away over the bridge. That the bridge is almost 21 miles long. So I would have to drive over that. That's a long bridge, man. That's a long bridge. It's about 21 miles long. So I have to drive over that. But the bad part about it is once I get over the bridge and then I get down and then I still fish, it's still so many rocks because it's man made the way that they carved out that new island or whatever. So that would be that would definitely be. But I love fishing, man, and I look forward to getting back home, to actually getting me some license and going fishing and like stuff like that. But yeah, Kentucky's falling off the short list for Jasper Johnson. Kentucky is the latest favorite for the three. Yeah, the maybe JC or maybe Jimmy are calling tonight to give us an update on recruiting, but I'm starting to feel, as far as recruiting go, I'm starting to feel that Jasper is going to be out of the reach or whatever, as far as the money that he wants. But I mean, these kids, they want to go get paid, and um, which this right here wasn't on my topic, but I just thought about it. Listening to the radio show and like stuff like that, finding out more things about what's going on with the NIL deal. If the um, i- if each team in the SEC is going to get, what is it, $22 million? Is, I think that's what it is, $22 million a year, whatever it is. How do you, if you was Mitch Barnhart, how would you distribute that type of money towards out the programs? Do you get the basketball team more than you get the football team? Hey, Clyde, welcome in. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Okay, thanks for joining in. Roger, thank you for joining in. Jeff, thank you for joining in too as well. Thank all you guys. How would you take $22 million if you was the athletic director, and how would you split it up between the athletic departments? I mean, do you just get the baseball team 1 million? I'm nobody. Welcome into the show, Jeff. Welcome in. I appreciate you guys. How would you take 22? Who brings in more? Well, then that means you got to give it to football then, because I mean, just by nature, I think I think with NIL, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's all about cash now. It is. So how would you pay people? Like how would you divvy up? Because I mean, otherwise, I mean, football is always. I mean, to me, the basketball. Ugh, 10 million to basketball, huh? That's a lot. I mean, so are you telling me that football is only going to get what? I mean, because football, when you got, I mean, it's just the numbers. It's a numbers game at the end of the day, and of course, football brings in more money because football stadium holds a lot more tickets, more seats, more refreshments, more everything. So football is definitely going to bring in the most money. I understand that Kentucky's as people would say, Kentucky's a basketball school, but does Kentucky basketball, and I don't know this, so somebody out there may be able to help me as well too. I mean, I honestly, just using my common sense, which is not really common all the time, does basketball really bring in more money than football at the end of the day? I mean, I understand Kentucky's basketball, but does basketball really bring in more money? Not football, not football, not right now. As of right now, we need to say the basketball team is the flagship of UK sports. But then, which brings me back to the statement of Mark Stoops about 2 weeks ago. He's upset about the NIL not having enough money. If you take that $22 million, you got 85 guys you got to try to pay versus 15 guys that you got to pay. So it's tough, man. Like I say basketball overall. So people are saying beat them. So people are actually saying that you should probably give 10. Ooh, 10 million is a lot for basketball when you only got what 13, 14 players that you got to pay. I mean, that you're gonna have to take two players alone and pay $2 million a piece to go get it. If you're gonna go get some superstars, watch who does the best distributing the money. Watch other schools. This is new. Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's new, but I mean, this is, I mean, Jeff, this is where, as you just said, NIL, this is exactly where it's at right now, and this is kids want to see, am I gonna get a paid? Am I gonna get a paycheck? And how much you gonna give me? And because of that, you still got football. And look, if we want to be competitive in the SEC, we're gonna have to spend some money because Alabama gonna spend money. Texas A&M is going to spend money. Now Texas is going to spend money. Oklahoma, all these guys, LSU, all these guys are going to spend a lot of money on their football programs because their football programs inherently are bigger than their basketball program. Kentucky is we know that Kentucky we have the biggest basketball program in the SEC, hands down, even bigger than Tennessee, but not in football. And if we can't keep up in football with paying these recruits to come to Kentucky, how I mean, how can we even keep our head above water? How can we be upset if we go 6-6 every year? You can't because we don't have the money. So I mean, it just really got me thinking. And I don't know how many people actually realized that before, before I mentioned it, but I just learned it. So I didn't even, and unfortunately, I didn't even know it, to be honest. But just trying to figure out how to distribute that money would be hard. And that would, if I had to do it, it would probably keep me up at night. I bring my own grill and drinks rib to the UK tailgate, so you can do. I get you. So I don't need no refreshments when I go in the game. I'm already ready. I'm already ready to go to tailgate. You don't need a lot of money to tailgate. Yep. It could only be fair if they put a limit on how much NIL pays players. Maybe that cap, maybe that cap will actually come sooner than later. Sorry, Mark Stoops, but you're second best here. so so uh so I mean it really makes you think about how they really going to distribute this money and how they really going to get it out there and how they really going to do it. We have to keep UK basketball what it always has been. Well, I guess you got to pay you, but then I mean, what about baseball? I mean, do we want to see baseball make a chance? Make a run at what they did this year? And if so, $1 million to the baseball program? Is that okay? Is that enough for those guys? Will $1 million take care of what they need? Is not the biggest basketball program in Kentucky basketball is not now the biggest. Who would you say is the biggest basketball program in the SEC? Um, I mean, no one in the SEC does what Kentucky does when it comes to the fans traveling, to being on TV, to playing the best games. Don't get me wrong. Since Cal renovated Rupp and took seats out, yet the one who uh, let's see, Reinvent, the one who advocated for all this NIL stuff. I guess I'm crotchety old man, but the NBA gave them something to look forward to, and I don't like the NIL. UK is the biggest in the world. I mean, I want to hear. I want to see what this is right here for a second because I want to see if we can address this right here. Where is this at right here? Who said that right there? What do you guys think about this comment? Roger says Kentucky is not now the biggest basketball program in the SEC. Uh, I don't. I mean, Roger, why do you feel like Kentucky is not the biggest basketball program in the SEC? You can't give it to Tennessee now. I mean, and then I mean, if if you're basing it off what's happened the last maybe 5 years, okay, I guess. But overall, I mean, Kentucky is the biggest program in the SEC, hands down. It's time to talk about nonsense, Mark Pope. It's time to stop talking this nonsense. Mark Pope needs a lot of cash, man. He do because I mean, we're probably going to lose Jasper just because we can't pay him. It just is Auburn, Alabama, and Auburn. You think those two are bigger in basketball right now than Kentucky is? Mm, interesting. Like I said on Tennessee, like I said on my show, all opinions are listened to for sure. Uh, but you ask people like CBS and you ask people like ABC and you ask people like ESPN, who's the biggest program in college basketball? Who brings in this? This is what it's all about right here. Who brings now? It might not be the biggest for NIL in house, but outside of that, ask these TV guys who brings in the most money. Yeah, it's Kentucky UK who is in the house tonight. So it's just one of those things. But I thought that was really interesting, and I'm glad that I don't have to make that decision and trying to figure out who it is. But I mean, if you're a coach, there's gonna be some jealousy going on here. It really is. You get 10 million to the basketball team, and you get 6 million to the football team, and ugh, it's gonna be some back and forth on why do they get that and why we don't. Home court advantage. I We did. Teams are no longer afraid to play Kentucky and Rupp Arena no more. Uh, People don't come in and they don't be like, "Oh my God, we're playing at Kentucky." Um, we're playing at Kentucky. I get that, but it's still Rupp Arena, and I think we're back. But hey, I can't answer your question. It's not Kentucky's. It's not Kentucky's Duke. So, Clyde, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. But we'll revitalize our home game. I think so too. When you bring somebody like Pope in, who understands the pride, what it means to play at Rupp Arena, and what it means to protect home court, I think a lot of emphasis, whether we see it or not behind the scenes, I think it's going to be a lot of emphasis on taking care of home and stop losing these to these mid-major teams and stop letting teams come in the SEC and just beating us at home. Go on the road and win. Okay, we go in a hostile environment and we take an L. Okay, we do. It is what it is. But when you're at home, you take care of home for real. And I think that's something that Mark Pope is going to stress more than anything. Once again, even if we see it or if we don't see it, when now every SEC basketball team seniors homecoming this. So, oh man, Roger, thank you. I appreciate it. Roger is right. We have to take off the blue goggles of the SEC. Now, Hurl, you Hurl. I mean, I'm Roger he has a very interesting point, but with you, as far as you saying like that, the SEC as a whole has gotten better. SEC as a whole has gotten better, and I'm definitely not taking away of that. I'm not saying that. I still think at the end of the day, if you ask who's the representative in college basketball for the SEC, there's no way that Kentucky is not top of that list. You might have a close Alabama, you might have a close Tennessee, and you might have a little bit closer of Auburn. But at the end of the day, I still think you can't associate the SEC without making sure that Kentucky's up there in the conversation and high in the conversation too as well. And I understand Alabama just went to the Final Four last year, but they choked. So it is what it is. They ain't ready for the big stage. Once we get there, we'll be okay. Um, but guys, can you guys believe what are we like? What 25 days away from 25? We ain't no more than 29 days away from football, and I'm excited. I'm so ready to get this year started. Pope has the same record we did last year. Any given night, any team in SEC can win. But that's the good thing. You want to be in a conference, so every single night you're getting tested. Um, I don't know if I would want to just go out and just not be contested every single night. Those kind of games, what? Wow, I don't want a game every single game that I gotta set on the end of my seat, and my heart is beating too fast, and I can hear my heart like the whole time. I don't want a game like that every night, but it is good to go out and get some games to see what kind of just to see what kind of team you got, and to see if your team is in a dogfight. Can you get out of it with a W? So I don't want to be in a league, and because especially when you come to March, when you come to all of this stuff right here, all of those hard games, being on the road or even at home, they all matter. And when the committee gets together and look at what kind of record, who did you play, the the more big games we can play, the better it is for us down the road. Oakland, Michigan is how I know we've lost our pride at UK basketball NCAA tournament. I mean, we got. I mean, we. I mean, we're hoping with a prayer that Mark Pope can get us back to where we belong and back up there, where we need to be at as far as the program, especially dealing with March. It hasn't been the best over the few years, and because of that, we're just Kentucky, and that's when it's sad when we just become, oh, well, that's just Kentucky or whatever. It's time for us to get back up there where people are saying, hey man, that's the Wildcats, not just Kentucky, but that's the Wildcats. We could turn tail and go to the ACC, win pretty consistently in football, baseball, and basketball. Would you want to do that, Hurl? Would you want to go to the ACC? I kind of like being in SEC. I'm not the Peacocks. So, you know, we just gotta have hope in Pope that he can come out here and get Kentucky basketball, turn the program around and get it. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to take money and stuff like that. And you know, that's why dealing with Stoops. I get it. He needs money, man. He understands that competing people now says, okay, seven games. We've gotten comfortable with 7 games. 7 games is all right. It's an all right year. But how can we have a better? How can this year be special? How can we be special moving into the future if we can't even recruit because we can't pay? So some people was upset about what Stoops has said. Partially, I think because of the way that the season ended and how he was going to bolt for Texas A&M, how he was going to leave, but then he ended up coming back. But you got to put his comments into text and be like, we got to be able to pay people. We can't be competitive. We can't be competitive with Auburn. We can't compete. With South Carolina. If LSU, how can we ever be competitive if we can't pay the people, if we can't pay our kids, because that's just the environment that we in. Um, Dave, Kentucky fan, welcome in. Appreciate you joining. Okay, thank you so much. Pony up. So it's when they get this money, just $22 million a year, Kentucky football, they're gonna have to really consider that being a majority of the chunk of the money, because they got to pay 85 different people, and then they got to go out here and find a way to, to win some ball games by paying by playing players. We just do. And the best way that we can really do that with a combination of getting recruits is just going out there and just winning ball games, and then let the other stuff take care of itself. Come to Kentucky, we're a good ball team, and we can make sure that we put money in your pocket as well. I think the rich people in Kentucky already have a favorite sport. What sport is that, Peanut? Welcome to the show too, as well. We're going to be great. So you can feel Coach Stoops' pain, and you can, if you try to look at it from a reasonable point, I think, and sometimes what I think is very irrelevant. But if you look at what he's saying is, I need money because I gotta, I gotta have money to bring these guys in. Oh, horse racing. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of horse racing. And it's a lot of money in that right now, too. So, unfortunately, uh, now I don't know that much about Cleveland. I'm not even gonna lie. I've never been to a horse race before. They got a decent horse track here in Kuwait. I've been there before, but I've never seen a race before. Um, like, do they have races like year round, just like little races that people don't hear about, or is it all about the Kentucky Derby? Because I mean, I don't know the racing. I mean, the horse racing sport very good at all. So I don't know if it's something that they do year round to to work their way up to the Derby, and the other three races of the year, but I don't know that much. So if anybody knows that much about racing, and if it, if they really race that often, I don't really know. Is ruining college sports. Hey Hank, welcome to the show. I appreciate you. NIL, I mean, we can April and October. Um, Playing against animals, fish, mascots, we can't win. I mean, NIL is, what I'm saying, it's just, do like paying Jasper, like when I hear Jasper talking about, here, supposedly, allegedly, that it's all about money with him, and he wants to know who's going to pay him the most money. I'm going to say something that's a little bit unpopular. I just am. I watched him play, and I seen things in Jasper that I'm just like, he's all right. I mean, can he score? Yeah, he's okay. But I wasn't like, oh my goodness, dude, like we got to go get this guy. Like this guy is awesome. And it wasn't like he didn't jump. He had things about him that I was just like, he didn't hustle. He don't want to get back on defense. If he makes a bad play, he just throws up a lot of shots. He doesn't hit them. What's his body demeanor like afterwards? And when I was watching him play, it was just like, he's okay. He doesn't, he didn't, he didn't put any intensity into it like I thought he would. Especially my first time seeing him, it was kind of like, he's okay. You know what I'm saying? He's all right. So if we lose Jasper, and I know people want Jasper to stay home, and if we get Jasper, hopefully he can grow and mature. He can do his thing. And so this is no knock on him. He's a better basketball player than me. Let me just put that out there. Okay. He can hoop better than I can. I'm just saying is like the things that I look for in a young player, I don't necessarily see that in him. I mean, and if that's all that you can do is score, but your attitude and like the way that you pick yourself up, and like if you're a leader, it's just certain things that you're supposed to do. And I just didn't see that like I thought I would, or like I was hoping to see. And because I didn't see it, I was just kind of like, what's the hype about? You know what I'm saying? He just has things about him that I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. We need to start playing the lottery for UK basketball team. Something Kentucky and Duke play. Duke going to beat Kentucky. Duke going to have 90 points, and Kentucky's going to have 70. Clyde, you must be a Duke fan. So if I'm wrong, my apologies. But your opinions, it is what it is. It's an opinion. So, it is what it is. So freshmen just don't get it done. So I'm not really that, I'm not completely just sold on Jasper being like, let's go get him. Let's pay him the two, you know what I'm saying? Let's pay him the $2.5, $3 million to come to Kentucky. So, I don't lose no sleep over Jasper. And I may be wrong. He may go to Alabama, or he might go to North Carolina, or wherever he might end up, and he might go and he might be a superstar. He really may be. And I might have to come back and eat my words. Really. You know what I'm saying? For real. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to lose any sleep if we don't get Jasper. Only one color is green, baby. So, Roger, what team are you? National champions. Welcome into the show. So if you are here right now for the first time, please let us know. If you're here right now and you're not a UK fan, let us know. You're welcome. I mean, anybody, you know what I'm saying? If you're here and you're not a Kentucky fan, we consider you a distant relative. That's all. That's all you are. But hey, everyone gets to have a thought. We might be the best defensive team in basketball. These guys are proven. And if at the end of the day, for me, if it comes down to Jasper, who I don't really know, or if it comes down to somebody that's been in college basketball that can score and play defense right now and understand college basketball, give me the guy that's been in college basketball for a while. And Jasper, we wish you the best, and we'll beat you for wherever team you go at, and that's for sure. So only one color is green, baby. It's money, I guess. Okay, I can do that, Roger. It's money. I agree. I don't think he is what we need to spend the rent money. I'm the Duke fan. Clue. Okay. Well, hey, Clyde, welcome to the show. And believe me, that's going to be a good basketball game this year against Duke. It really will be, and we're looking forward to that. And I think at the end of the day, when that game is played, I think everybody wants to see, is it Duke or is it Kentucky? Which team is going to set themselves apart? One game doesn't decide the season. I'm not trying to cop out right now, just in case UK takes the L. But I believe that UK is going to beat Duke this year, and I can't wait to see it. None of these guys shot on 80% at the free throw line. It's the people forget about the little things, man. That makes the difference. Duke fans more like an evil stepmother. Okay, grown men win. Glad we're getting the best in November. There you go, Kent welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining in. Grown men win. It is, man. So uh that's amazing, dude. So let me throw a question out there for football. In football, what kind of season what kind of season do we have if we lose to South Carolina? Clyde, if we drink and chill, we know we in trouble. So we know we in trouble. If Kentucky football loses somehow to South Carolina in the second game of the year, does everyone packing in fans and starts getting ready for basketball, or is it just one loss? Then they should at least put a cap on NIL, 500K million max. Hey Hank, welcome to the show as well too. It's I mean, as we get deeper and deeper into this NIL thing, that it's gonna be more meetings, more summons, more Congress. A lot of stuff's gonna happen. So I think the way the NIL is gonna be maybe 3 4 5 years from now will be totally different from what it is today. Would it be for the better? I don't know that for the sure, but I think with the $22 million, I think that's kind of what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to do that some gift cards with no cash. I didn't say that, dude. Roger, I see it. Let me throw that up right here. Sometimes you got this. Where's this set right here? Uh, let me see that. Let me see if I can find that. It'll pop up here in a minute. Uh, so let me do this right here. Peanut said, if we lose to South Carolina, I'm going to just enjoy my fall weekend and catch those scores Saturday night. I guess just wrap it up, huh? And just do it. We got to beat South Carolina, man. For me having a chance to sit back and really reflect, I really thought that the biggest game for us was that first road game at Ole Miss, and I really thought that was a game that we really needed to win. But going back to really reflect and like stuff like that, I can understand why people are saying, that's a very critical game for us. Because I mean, it used to be because we played Florida so early in the season prior to this year that we always went into saying Florida was that game that can 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 set the tone for the year. But I guess now we starting off with South Carolina, so now South Carolina becomes that team is going to happen. And I still hate Lane for real. Hey, that's every year, Mike. UK football loses a game, and the Fairweather fans start screaming, I can't wait for basketball." And I think a lot, just because of everything that has gone on with basketball in this off season and everything. For me, like being away from home week after week after week, I look forward to, I'm going to look forward to football, win or lose in a way, which of course I want to win. Don't get me wrong, but it gives me something to look forward to hope. So I'm definitely not going anywhere, and I definitely be at the end of my seat watching football every single week. I'll make sure I find somewhere to watch it at too. I gotta figure out how Funchester TV is going to be doing it. Beat them Duke basketball laws. Clyde finally come out of the closet. So, Penthouse, it would be like us to lose to South Carolina and beat Texas. Man, dude, I mean, wouldn't that be crazy? But I mean, that's just how it would happen. Like, how do you lose to South Carolina and you go on the road to Texas and you find a way to win? Um, What happens? Sean says, "What if we're top 10 in defense and offense? One heck of a year. That would be, man, dude. that would be one heck of a year, bro. That would make up the well. Let's make sure. Let me throw this out there as a disclaimer. Let's make sure that everyone is eligible. Okay, let's make sure everyone can play this year, and no one's getting paid under the table for not working. After we do that, then let's go have a special year so we don't have to have those wins taken away too as well. So let's do that. Um, let's see. Hey, Grammar, welcome in, man. It's good to see you. Wow, the chatter in the comments regarding Duke countdown to the championship classic. Go came in and Cooper Flag. Grammar, it's good to see you back, man. For real. Distant cousin, for real. That game's gonna be fun, man. I'm telling you. But we got football before we got basketball, so we gotta get ready for our football year. And by the way, in the state of North Carolina, CBS has deemed that North Carolina State is the best football team in the state. So there you go. Not Duke and not North Carolina. It's North Carolina State is the best team who they said in the state. Um, there's a Dookie troll in here. You know, I've always welcomed whatever teams um, or whoever is a different team to Kentucky to always come in here, to always come in and hang out with us or whatever and talk. Of course, this is Kentucky, so all opinions are matter. We just understands that Kentucky is that team, and everyone else wants to have a part of they're a little jealous that they're not UK. So let's just put that out there for sure. That's for sure. So even Duke has UK in his name. You can't spell Duke without UK. That's just the way it goes. So, but I'm me for one, like just to kind of just to kind of stick with the theme of football. Like I'm looking forward to seeing these guys go out here and play. UK is better than better than Puke. I'm seeing some things that, well, we know we got the running back chip. I'm seeing some things that Gavin Winstead is probably one of the best ball carriers we got on the team. How does that make you feel if you know that a backup quarterback is one of our best running backs on the team? Does that, I don't know, like it gives me mixed feelings because he's not going to be unless they're going to draw up plays for him to come in and throw him the little ball in out of the flat, or just get him involved. Something like a Lynn Bowden did when he was here as well too, before he went up on the center. Um, like I don't know, I'm not sure how to feel about him being one of the best one of the best ball carriers that we have right here. Who's the best football team in SEC is not Kentucky's, it's Georgia. I mean, Georgia. Georgia's that team. I'm not I'm not going to dispute that Georgia's not, not the top, if not the top team in football in the SEC. I'm not going to put Kentucky up there with Georgia, not even by a long shot. When I do something like that, I need to turn this camera off and I need to go get myself checked out because that's not the case. But as a Kentucky fan, I will continue to believe that on any given day, if we come and play a clean, solid uh, football game on all three aspects of the game, anything can possibly happen. But I'm never going to take, not right now anyway, for a long time. I'm not going to take Kentucky and put Kentucky over Georgia. I'm just not going to do it. But I'm never going to believe that on the right day, the right circumstances, the ball goes this way or goes that way for us, that Kentucky couldn't find a way to maybe knock off Georgia. It's a long it's a long task to do, and that's for any team. So I don't feel bad because I have to say that about Kentucky. That's about 99.9% of the teams in America can take a back seat to Georgia. So I don't feel bad, but on any given day, Georgia can be beat in the right circumstances, and I believe that. Um, Cooper Flag is the one that got away. Yeah, I think Coach Pope wanted I think Coach Pope wanted Cooper. I think he really wanted him, and I think because we didn't get him, it's not the end of the way. Georgia don't get caught acting like Louisville and tossing hookers and recruits and recruits windows. So so Georgia got their own thing on. They got their own issues that they dealing with over there at Georgia as well too. So at the end of the day, when a team shows up and you show up to play ball and you're not worried about, I mean, because it's the same concept with Kentucky basketball now. No one comes to Rupp Arena. No one plays Kentucky with the fear of, let's just go ahead and count this right here as an L. And when we could take that same mindset with basketball, I mean in football, and play a Alabama, play a Georgia, or what I'm saying, or play a Ole Miss, or play a Tennessee, or play a Texas, and we take that same concept is just, let's just see what happens. Let's go out here and let's just see if we can get things done. And if we can have that attitude, not I mean, yeah, you come in the ball game and you get down by a touchdown or two against a team like Georgia or Ole Miss, and if you can just find a way to weather the storm and find a way to maybe keep yourself close and just find your way to claw back in the ball game, come the fourth quarter, then you give yourself a chance to say, okay, what if? That's when you can start really, really dreaming about, can we find a way to pull this off? That's for sure. Game of yards. Kentucky is going to be a team to watch in football. And that's why I'm not, the people say, hold on, man, stop. It's just Kentucky football. It's not that serious. Well, I mean, I'm a Kentucky fan and I love my Wildcats. So if I got to be a little biased, then I'll be a little biased. But like I said, any given day, if Kentucky football, if those guys show up to play football, look, if we can take the same energy that we play, if we can take the same, and I'm not comparing Louisville with Georgia. Please don't tell me that I'm comparing Louisville with Georgia. I'm using this as an example. When we play Louisville, it's a different atmosphere. It's just a different atmosphere when we play Louisville. If we could take that same attitude and take it into a Georgia, take it into the Ole Miss, take it into a Tennessee, take it into a Texas. I mean, we find ways to win that ball game over Louisville because we want it more. If we take that attitude into one of those ball games, we got 4 tough ball games: Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Texas. You take all of that into play, and you can even throw in Auburn too as well. While hopefully we find a way to beat Auburn, and hopefully we go down to Florida and we beat Florida as well. If we take that same attitude in like we do with Louisville to our other ball games, we can at least be in ball games because that matters to us a lot. And I don't know if it's just, well, it's just Georgia. You know what I'm saying? We could just, let's just don't get hurt, or let's just, let's try not to get blown out. And if we do, it's Georgia. We'll just move on next week. We gotta have a different attitude playing these top teams. We gotta go in believing that we can just keep the game close, and it doesn't matter if you get down. You gotta stay motivated and you gotta stay hyped up, because there's no telling what you can do if you stay in the ball game. If you hit a person long enough, they're gonna fold. And that's the same thing with Georgia. If they're gonna knock us in the mouth, then we're gonna fold easy. It just is. So we gotta, we gotta come in and we definitely gotta play our game. Matt Short says, I really believe Kentucky football can beat Ole Miss in football. We just got to go down there and play, man. We got to put the hype out. We got to, Ole Miss is, one of the best teams in the SEC this year. They did good in recruiting. You know what I'm saying? They may be better than Alabama this year, and they could possibly be a playoff team. We just got to go. That's our first road game. We just got to go and do our best to win a ball game on the road, and let's see what we can do. And if we do that, I was convinced we could beat Bama last year, and it was the same old Kentucky. So, Sean said, I just want to throw this out there for the Pope haters. Dan Hurley coached at Wagner and Rhode Island and didn't win anything until his third and fourth year at UConn. That's some good information right there. I'm going to throw that up on the screen. Where's that at right there? Oh, let me throw this up, Sean, for you, okay? So Sean says, I just want to throw that out there for Pope haters. Dan Hurley coached at Wagner and Rhode Island and didn't win anything until his third or fourth year at UConn. So I mean, it's just a matter of just hanging in there with Pope and just believing that that he can get it done. Everything is new. I mean, this is Kentucky's and you know just being okay at BYU is okay. But being at Kentucky, it's not okay just to be okay. We got to be great, and he understands that as a coach, as a player, as alumni. He understands that about being at Kentucky, that is seriously about being great. So I really think that that's exactly where we're going at, and I think that's really what's going to happen. Kentucky basketball return of the best. Kentucky return to basketball of the '90s. Yes, I really hope so, Clyde. I want to see Kentucky football play Duke football. Hey man, that would be a good. That would be good. Maybe maybe we can meet in the bowl game or something. The ACC and the SEC. I mean, we got the best conference in football, so why not? If all the stars align right for BBN, both UK basketball and football would shock the world. Hank, appreciate that comment. Thank you so much. I mean, and I, for me, I would hope for anyone out there that's a fan of a team, be realistic. I get it. There's a level of realist, and then there's a level of crazy or whatever. But I think if you call yourself a fan of a team, then isn't it just what you do is believe and hope each year that your team can do something special? Otherwise, why are you rooting for your team? I mean, if you're going into the year and you're going to say, well, you know, now there are certain teams out there that can just, that can say that. Let's just be real. But at the end of the day, as a fan, you want to go out and you want to believe as much as you can. If you call yourself a true fan, and maybe some people might call it outrageous and your thoughts are crazy. And, I don't know where you're getting that from. And it just does, whatever. But as a fan, there has to be a level of craziness to you, a level of hope that a lot of people won't understand. But because you love your cats. Now, the hard part about it is just being disappointed. You know what I'm saying? It's just being disappointed of the results. But at the end of the day, if you love a team enough, then you always want to see the best in them, and you always want to believe that okay, maybe this year we can get it done. And it doesn't mean that you don't get upset. It doesn't mean that you don't get angry because your team is not doing as good as you want them to do. That doesn't make you a bad fan per se, but you at least have to find a way to keep that hope that this right here could be the game. This right here could be the season that can turn things around for your program. And you just got to believe it. I mean, you just do. I'll say again, Mike, how was UK football fan before it was cold to be and see, and that's the kind of fans. That's the kind of fans that they need. Hurl is fans just like you. You set the example. You and along with, I'm sure, with a lot of other people, when it wasn't cool to be a UK football fan. When oh well, it's just football season. Make sure I find me a hobby for the next 11 weeks until basketball goes in full swing. There's a lot of football guys out there who have been sticking with the Wildcats when it wasn't cool to be a Wildcat fan. You got to get rooted, man. You got to become rooted. No matter what happens, no matter what kind of year you have, you just got to get rooted in loving your team and supporting them and just being there because it's going to be some up and down years. You don't think Alabama wasn't upset that they didn't make it to the championship game after who they are as a team? Come on, man. Come on. But you think Alabama fans are going to fall off just because Alabama didn't win the national championship last year? No. I mean, come on. You think Georgia fans are going to fall off just because they didn't win the national championship 3 years in a row? No, they're not going to fall off. As a fan, you find something inside of you that says tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. And you just keep believing that. I think we have a college all-star team. All these players, freshmen excluded, were the best players on their team. But see, the problem, unfortunately, Sean, people are gonna be like, well, they didn't really come from great teams. They didn't really come from this. But I've always said since our team was formed, is that you don't play the way you did at your old team, and then come to a team like Kentucky in basketball and just fall off. You understand what I'm saying? You don't do as well as you did for your other team, and then you come here and then you just decide I don't want to be good anymore. Kentucky in itself, Duke in itself, UConn in itself, North Carolina in itself, all these teams, all these big power teams, if you go to that team, you're just inherently somebody's going to help you rise to a different level, even better than what it was before. So people can come and tell me, well, you guys just got mid-major players. You guys didn't really get anybody that was on nobody's good team. Well, that's fine. But they at Kentucky now and playing at a Power 5 school as such that I just mentioned, it causes you to raise to a different level. Just like Jackson Robinson, he came off the bench at BYU. He's a superstar at Kentucky, and he's going to continue to get better and better. It's just going to happen, man. It's out there to happen, and I don't know why, but it just happens, and that's because you're in an environment that demands that you raise your game up. We appreciate what you did where you was at, and you balled out where you was at, and this is even in football as well too. We appreciate what you did where you at, but this is Kentucky. You got to do better. Or now that you transfer into Alabama, you got to do better. You got to raise the bar to meet Alabama standards. And I think that's what I think. Just coming here to Kentucky, even though we got some mid-major kids or whatever, it's just going to cause these guys to just rise to a different level. And that's what I'm excited about it. And that's why I don't get down just because of where they came from. It's about where you at and where you can possibly go at as a result from now being here at Kentucky or any school at that. So I don't want to make it seem like that it's just Kentucky. It's all these big schools. When you go to them, you are expected. We're bringing you in. We're expecting for you to bring what you had, but then we want you to jack it up even. We want to take it to a different level. And I think that's what's key about this is it's not about how they play the old team. It's about this team and how they all play together. And exactly. And I agree with you, Hank. But like I said, it's going to require them it's just by default. It's just by default. You're playing at Kentucky now. The expectations is to play within the system at a high level. It just is. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's Kentucky or it's Duke or it's North Carolina or it's UConn. You did good where you was at. Play. We need you to play in our system. We just need you to elevate your game even more than what it was, just because of where you at. So I agree with you. I agree with you on that, Hank. You're right. People are blind to the fact that these players did what they do on Duke, Baylor, UNC, Kansas. Our players had big games. That's what I see. And people won't see that because they only see what league they came from prior to coming to the school. And to me, that's just wrong. And for me, even though we played mid-major schools and they came and they played us in Rupp Arena, like I hate it. Like I hated to see these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I hated to see these guys come in the Rupp Arena. These mid-major guys, because you always knew somebody was going to come in the gym and they was going to just ball out on us the whole ball game. So that's the thing for me is Roll Tide got that cash, baby. Alabama got that money, man. I agree with you, Roger. Roger, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if you answered the question earlier that I asked, but are you a Kentucky fan? Or are you a Roll Tide fan or what? I agree with you, Sean. I like the Ross. Okay. So just by that comment, Roger, I will assume you are a Kentucky that you are a Kentucky fan. Yeah, there you go. So no disrespect intended. My apologies for that. Don't want to, as they say, I don't want to call you outside your name by being disrespectful, but I was just curious as well, just by some of the comments that you was making. I wasn't sure if you was a UK fan or not. Hey guys, don't forget, man. You guys can call in if you want to. I want to hear some other thoughts as well too. The phone number is 270. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get this fixed hopefully by next show, so my number could just be on the screen and not rolling across the bottom the whole time. But if you don't know, the number is 270-220-0994. Please call in. with your thoughts right here. You can see down at the bottom, call in with your thoughts tonight for the show, and I want to hear what other people are actually thinking about what's going on. Here you go. You can call in. Phone line. The phone line is open. I hate to say it, but Calipari stayed here long enough to tarnish our tradition. These kids were literally in diapers before Cal. Yeah, probably so. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Peanut. Let's see. I'm all in, proud of my cats. Even have a UK tattoo, bleed blue till I die. James, you are the guy, dude. For real. I agree with Sean. I like the roster this year. Yeah. So it's, so we're gonna be good. I think basketball is gonna be good. I think these guys feel like they have something to prove now that they're at the level playing at Kentucky. All eyes, they understand. Like I'm certain behind the scenes, the coach Pope and the staff is getting these guys ready to really understand. Excuse me. And they already know. They can see when they go out in public. They can know how much love they're getting everywhere they go at. They can't go nowhere without being noticed, and how much love and support these guys are getting. So they're already understanding what it is. Nothing wrong with the mid majors. They play defense. They play defense, man. It is, and um, you know, people knock them. Well, you getting a mid major guy. He didn't play for nobody, bro. Those are the teams that was just playing straight good fundamental basketball, which involved playing defense. And high school kids think UK is washed without him. Pope has to establish us as a big time program, and that's why in year one up under Coach Pope, that's why it's going to be very, very critical. And I don't want to necessarily put pressure on the program as a whole, uh, but it's going to be critical that we win some big games this year. It's going to be good that that if we get into some dog fights, can Coach Pope coach good enough to get us out of it? Um, do we have the assistance that we can make the the end game changes where we need to make changes at? Do we come out from halftime where we actually have made the necessary adjustments where we have addressed them and come out and wanted to come out and make a difference? All this kind of stuff, everybody's watching, man. Parents are watching, kids are watching. All this, all this is so critical. And if we can come out with a hot start, if we come out and beat Duke, even if we can come out early in the season and beat Duke, I think that'll say a lot about who Coach Pope is and what he can get done. Because that excitement around the program, man, it's just one of those days. Um, so yeah, I mean, the mid majors, they got a lot to prove, man. That's why I said when they get to this level, when you go from a mid major, when you go from a FDU like Ansley did, and you get a chance to go from this to this, man, come on, man. Come on, man. Somebody please just tell me what's up, man. Antonio Loomis, thanks for joining in. Appreciate anxious. Can't wait to love Pope's 5. If your coach won, pay attention, even though it's different times, he knows basketball. Yeah. Appreciate that, Antonio. Thank you so much for joining in. Don't get me wrong, I'm a UK fan, but I really hope Pope would get excited about Jesus as their favorite sports team. There you go. And that's I can't argue with that at all. What's the name, Earl? I agree with you so much. Yep. That, and basketball is great and everything, but at the end of the day, the priorities are in order. And I agree with you, Harold. Absolutely, for sure. So yeah. So hey, if anybody wants to smash that like button, if you want to smash Duke, okay, yeah. If you want to beat Duke, hit the smash that like button. There you go. Hey, if you don't even like the video, that's fine. But if you want to smash Duke, hit the like button. I like that. There you go, right there. I'm gonna use that, Sean, with your permission. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Uh, but I think we're all. What's up, Mike? Hey, Mark, welcome to the show. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining in so much, man. And don't forget, guys, at the end of this, please go back and leave a comment. Go Big Blue or something. Make sure that you're hitting the like button. It matters. It matters. Like it really, really matters. I watch other YouTube videos and I see people talking about how important it is. What it really does for that channel and everything. So just liking the video, leaving a comment or whatever after the video is over, you have my permission to think, hey, my dude, man, fist bump, do it. So, yeah, after the show, man, if you can, man, just go back and just leave a comment about the show. The comments, YouTube won't share. YouTube won't do a good job at sharing videos that has 2 comments or like 20 likes or something like that. When when you start getting a lot of comments, talking a lot of likes, especially the likes are really, really important. Um, so when you start getting a lot of likes on here, a lot of thumbs up and stuff like that, then YouTube looks at that and says, okay, you know what? People like this video. Let me share this out a whole lot more than I would if the video only got 5 likes or whatever. Because the more likes, that means people's liking it. So that would mean a lot for me as well too. If you guys, Western Kentucky's in the house, absolutely. Um, Antonio, thank you. I'm not Antonio. I'm not sure if it's your first time watching or not. I don't really remember seeing you. Once again, I see a lot of people, so I don't really get to remember everybody. So no disrespect if you watched it before, but I'm noticing you tonight, and I just want to say thank you for joining in from Western Kentucky. If you haven't subscribed already, please go subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that. Look, this has been a very, very off season for me as a show for growth wise, but we made it through the summer. And all of you guys who have been showing up and supporting, thank you so much, man. You guys have helped me get through the summer. This is the first time I've ever went through the whole summer doing shows. Whew, hopefully I'm ready for the postseason. I'm not the postseason, but the post game shows. I'm looking forward to that as well too. So thank you guys so much. Man, hurting so bad. And the Penguins, bluegills are beating us up for real. So I agree with you. We just look. I think the fan base as a whole for football, basketball. We got a good taste of what the baseball team this year going to the World Series. That was awesome. But we need to see a rise in football. We need to see the guys get back to playing great football again, winning more than 7 football games, winning a game or two that people says we have no reason, no business winning. And basketball just needs to get back to Kentucky basketball, and we need to get back to start with the season hanging number 9, or actually start with the season with winning SEC. Okay, win SEC. Get to Sunday for the tournament, at least. Keep Nashville blue. Keep it blue. Because that was a very disappointing how they painted the whole downtown Nashville blue just for everybody to leave. Oh, that sucked. But that's over now. We're in a new era now. Let's see if we can go to Nashville and paint the town blue and keep it that way all weekend long, and hopefully give ourselves a chance to maybe play Alabama in the SEC championship tournament and knock those guys out and still show them who's still big brother of the SEC. Why not? Don't leave Perry open in the corner. I'm looking forward to seeing Perry, man. I am. Nobody sent me a. I seen it, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. But nobody sent me a what's name. And one of Coach Pope was mic'd up, and I'm not sure if he was talking to Collins or who he was talking to, but he made some kind of comment about I would hate to leave. I would hate to have to keep you on the bench because you're not doing so and so. So you just got to do the little things, man. And I think we got young guys who's going to come in, learning from older guys. And I think the blend of what we got is going to be something special. And I can't wait to watch these guys play. No, sir, born and raised. My daddy has my gear from 90s. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. It means a lot to me. It does. I would give a like to beat Duke. Good show tonight. Always get my support. Thanks, James. Yeah, once again, hey, Sean, thank you, because that's going to be my. I've got to find a way to make that my slogan. So, Sean, you get to if you want to beat Duke, then make sure I get that right. I'm gonna go back and look at that. I've been enjoying watching all this team practice and miscellaneous videos this year. Nice change. It is. If you want to beat Duke, then then smash the like button. There you go. Or if you're okay, if you want to beat Duke this year, then smash the subscribe button too as well. Why not? UK to Bama basketball. Who's your daddy? And we go. Look, I laugh. I get it, man. Alabama got a good team. It would be disrespectful. It would be disrespectful for me to sit here and say Alabama does not have a great, that they're not a good program. But how can people go and forget that what we did to Alabama last year, even though they went to the Final Four, we destroyed Alabama last year, dude. We destroyed Alabama. How can you take Alabama and say you guys are a better program than Kentucky? Did you not see what we did to you last year? Really? Now, I'm a guy that believes in enjoy the moment, go back and live it a little bit, but at the end of the day, you move on. But people can't just say Alabama is is the best team in the SEC just because they go to the Final Four a year. Come on, man. Miss me with that, as the young folks say, man, miss me with that. I don't want to hear that, dude. Oh yeah, no, you're live, cool. So, hey, Sandy, thanks for joining in. I really appreciate you. Thanks for joining in. So, uh, it's just kind of one of those things, man. Like Kentucky's still Kentucky basketball, and we're still going to be on top until we just completely no more. Cal will be all about the SEC tournaments now because he want to go down there with it, man. Only after you, only after you leave the program do you start caring about it. Um, so we need God for sure. Stop watching the news and start loving humankind. Our country is going through growing pains, and the rest of the world is taking advantage. Hope we can come together. We got to come together. One thing about it, I don't do politics because I'm not smart enough to do politics. And at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to have their own thoughts and their own belief. But I will say, as far as the country goes, for America, and I'll just say this, and I'll move on because I know everybody's really passionate about their thoughts. But at the end of the day, we are human, man, and I hate to see I hate to see where things are going to split us up so bad, And I'm not great in a lot of things, but one thing I take pride in, and I take pride in loving others, and I will always do that because at the end of the day, that is politics and all this stuff aside, we're all still human beings, and we all still should find a way to try to love each other just because of this is the world that we live in. And I always will believe that, but I'm not smart enough to talk politics, and that's why I don't do it. So you're smarter than any politics I've seen. We just gotta love each other, man. Like life's too short, man. It is. Life is just too short. And I don't go to funerals, but I never been to a funeral and been like, hey man, this guy was a good so and so part of his party. Nobody cares about that, bro. Nobody cares about that. Just what kind of person are you, and did you love other people? And at the end of the day, to me, that's what matters the most to me. And so, yeah, bleeding blue since '92 when I was when I was conceived, but I have faith we're gonna be all right. I believe it. Hey, I'm with you for real. Oh no, not for president. You do not want the country to be led by me. We might. Hey, I'm gonna say this comment, but don't read. I would paint the country blue. I would. Because we all be Kentucky fans. I would make it a mandate that everyone in America has to cheer for Kentucky. Otherwise, you going to jail. So, talk about our jails are crowded now. Everybody would be in jail. So definitely not for president. Thanks, Hank. I appreciate that. But man, I just love being here and love hanging out. I think we'll have a better season than the last five. I think we will too, as well too. I gotta make sure I write that down, Sean, because I'm gonna figure out how I can actually do that, man. For real, I gotta see if I can do that. Great answer. I'll make sure everybody in the Jerry. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. I hope you're feeling good tonight. I'm not sure if you're home yet or not, but Jerry's been in the hospital for a while, guys, and he may still be there or whatever. But Jerry, it's good to see you on. We're definitely praying for your health, for you to get better sooner than later. And it's just good to see you on here tonight, Jerry, Jerry. Thanks, appreciate you joining, man. Thank you so much. Nobody, you are somebody. So, absolutely. Jerry been praying. 92 was my first coherent UK game. It was a late in the game. I was 9. First game I actually paid attention to from start to finish. And yeah, for real, just got home today. And good, you're home. That's really, really good. I'm glad that you actually home at your house. So that's good. Thank you so much. That's good news. Not to put my religious thoughts on people, but if you pray, then you know you know. There you go. So it's really good. It's good. So yeah, so Jerry, hope you get well soon. See, and that's the excitement of the show, man. Everyone just wants everyone to be healthy. Everyone wants everyone to be, to smile, and everyone to just be good. So, HTG, welcome to the show tonight. Appreciate it. I'm hearing Andrew Carr is going to be our second leading scorer. Apparently, he's doing great things in practice. I've heard that too as well. I heard that he's gonna be one of the guys too as well. Hey Jimmy, welcome in. Thanks for joining. I heard the same thing about Andrew Carr. I heard the guys playing ball. He's flying. We got a couple of guys who's actually flying under the radar, and that's okay. That's okay that these guys are flying under the radar, because when the lights come on and they lace up the sneakers and they tip the ball up, game on. When they do the kickoff, when we get the ball, when Barry Brown gets back there and catches the ball, if they kick to him, that's a big if. If they kick to him, I wouldn't kick to him. I wouldn't kick to him. I mean, why? Why would you do that for? That would be crazy. Carr is baby Dirk. That's some big shoes to fill, but I take it. If Dirk wasn't a bad, Dirk was pretty good in his life. So if that's a good comparison, I'll take it. Absolutely. I heard this team is scary, and we're gonna just keep getting better. Because right now we're just limited with practice time. We're just limited. We can't even go all out like we want to. Think about when we can really get in there and be like, we're not time constraints. We can get in there, take our time, and really just go at it. That's for sure. Get some bits that can run the floor. So you know, everything is gonna fall into place, man. And get some bigs that can run the floor. Well, I mean, I think Garrison can run. I think even though Carr is going to be a 4, I think Carr can run the floor. Amari can run the floor. Amari's got to run the floor because Amari goes down and gets the ball and throws it back out. So Amari's definitely going to have to run the floor. That's for sure. Going to UK, but Pro Money got him. That was his NIL deal for sure. But I think we're going to be chewing bubble gum and kicking butt. And they're all out of bubble gum. So look, guys, this is the joy. This is the joy of being a Kentucky fan right here, man. When you could just come together with other fans and just understand that you're not the only one out there who is just loving your Wildcats and don't mind wearing their emotions on their sleeves, as they would say. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking look what Kentucky baseball did, telling you this year for Kentucky sports. It's going to be nice. I'm looking forward to our passing game. This could be a record season for Alley Hoops. It could be. Let's see what happens. That's for sure. Um, is Are you guys predicting us to win 8 games this year? 8? What is it? 7? No, 8. A lot of people, a lot of fans just feel like Kentucky is going to go 8-4, with those losses being to Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Texas. Everyone pretty much feels that that we should beat Florida, that we should beat Auburn. 10 wins. Okay, that would be great too. 10 wins. Sometimes you got to dream big. Have you seen the new kickoff in the NFL with college football be doing something? I have not seen the new kickoff. Are they moving the ball up? Are they moving it up further? Just because kickoff is so a lot of people have been knocked out unconscious due to the aggressiveness of you got big dudes running down the field full speed. Are they moving the ball? 'Cause I think what is it at the 25 now? What 25 right in the 20, 25 now? And they taking off. Are they moving it up to like the 35 just away from the possibilities of of the run? It's a terrible rule. So uh, I, I don't know what the rule is, but I would have to say maybe it's something that maybe the ball is going to be placed somewhere else, closer to the other team now. So basically, making sure that the kicker can almost every single time put the ball for a touchback. The new onside kick, you have to tell the other team you want to kick it. Where's the surprise is that there's no yeah, Ronald Clark, thanks for joining in. I'm saying 10 if they smoking, or 6 if they typically Kentucky football. Must win South Carolina. I talked about that, Ronald, as well too. Gotta be South Carolina, man. You definitely do. The kickoff team is lined up at the 35, return team at the 25. So so they so they good night, shot glass. We're gonna be wrapping it up too soon. Um, that's the NFL rule now. So they're avoiding high. I just like I said, I didn't know the rule. But I kind of figured. I know they talked about it a couple of years ago, changing it. You know, changing the kickoff rules. And although I didn't know that that's what you was talking about, I kind of figured that's maybe what it was to stop those high speed collisions, um, as as Peanut just said, because I mean it's dangerous, man. And now I don't know what college would do. I don't know if college would follow nonsense. Don't play it, I guess, if that's the case. Um, I'm not sure if follow. I'm not sure if college football would follow suit anytime soon with that rule too as well. Nerf football league. Uh, but definitely, it's something about getting the ball kicked off to you and having to play a chance to run it back. I mean, that can be a difference maker in a ball game. And when I mean a difference making with the crowd, with the players, I mean, even if you take the ball from the 5, 6, 7 yard line and move the ball all the way up across the 50 on a kickoff return or something like that, that's still a momentum swinger. That still can get the offense hyped up, can get the defense hyped up, get the crowd hyped up. A lot of things can come from that, just from that. So I'm just looking. So Kevin, welcome to the show. Good to see you back. Thank you so much for joining. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Don't forget, guys, to hit that. Hey, Michael, does Kentucky go 9-3 in football? That means if we go 9-3 in football, then that means that we have to go on the road and beat either Ole Miss or Tennessee. I think Texas is going to be a really hard game to play, but I think considering we got Ole Miss on the road, we played those guys pretty close for the foremost part, and with Tennessee having a young quarterback, we can take advantage of one of the two, and so we can see what happened. Texas is actually returning a lot of players, so that game in Texas may be hard, harder than maybe we imagine. Not saying we can't win it, so we would definitely have to go and knock off Tennessee or Ole Miss in order to have a chance at that 9-3 schedule. But we got to take care of South Carolina, and we got to beat Auburn, and we got to beat Florida on the road too as well too. So that all makes a difference. So I mean, it's a possibility out there that we can. Well, the NFL and NBA all a bunch of whiners now. I like to go back to the leather football helmets. Those games look like MMA cage matches. I would not. No, sir. 7-5 realistic. And sometimes you just gotta be, not, as a fan, just like Jeff just said, realistic 7-5. Okay, so 7-5. Even though Jeff said 7-5, he would still love his team to go 10-2. It's not saying I don't want my team to go. I don't want my team not to go 10-2 or 9-3 or something like that. But with the way football is, with the way SEC is, with the way recruiting is, with the way we don't have enough money, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, it's almost like, okay, 7-5. Okay, I take it. And that's just being realistic. That's not, You're not going to be like, well, you're not Jeff. If you're only going to say, or even, we only going to go 7-5 this year. You don't look at it and be like, well, you don't believe in UK football. Then, yeah, I believe in UK football, but I have to be realistic too, as well too. So, I mean, we definitely have to do that. From Kentucky. Hey, Rick, I got your comment. Okay, I'll read it in full when the show goes off. It took this long to figure out football players didn't have to have severe brain damage in their golden years. I think it's a good move. I mean, football. I mean, even with my son, football has gotten a lot dangerous than what it was before. And even as my son was getting ready to come out of high school, I was like, you know what? If he decided not to play football anymore, how would I feel about it? Just being a father first, more than anything. How would I feel about it? His health, the head injuries. I don't think I would really be too disappointed. Of course, he's been playing football his whole life, and to see him play in college would be great. But at the end of the day, it was that little the father side of me kicked in and said, "This is pretty dangerous." You know what I'm saying? But if somebody's gonna play football, they definitely understand what the results of playing football can do for you. So it's really about playing at your own risk. Yes, the money's out there and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, people trying to keep their jobs. It's all about being aggressive, being hitting hard and stuff like that. They're taking necessary precautions and steps, whether it's a better helmet, whether it's better equipment or whatever. But at the end of the day, when you got that much force of guys moving that fast and running and hitting you head on and stuff like that, people are going to get hurt. So, we knew that the rule in the NFL for kicking was going to happen. It was only a matter of time because, these guys are getting hit. These guys are getting knocked out cold. And bodies are clenching up, and more people are getting carried off the field in the stretches. But at the end of the day, the risk. Bigger guys, faster guys. The risk of playing football. So that's that kind of comes along with it. But on the other hand, it is just a sport. I know we enjoy it and stuff like that. So so you still want people to be safe out there so we can enjoy the game, but people are going to get hurt, and I don't care how many precautions they take, unless they just totally say no two-hand touch from now on. Even then, people still get hurt. But at the end of the day, you got to take care of people, because at the end of the day, that's somebody's son, that's somebody's dad, that's somebody's brother. At the end of the day, that's just what it comes down to. I heard UK basketball was going to have open tryouts for our 13th scholarship. I heard that before too, but I wasn't really sure. And saying that, Sean, how does that make you feel? As matter of fact, anybody, how does that make you feel that we wasn't able to land a 13th player to come and fill that scholarship, that we have to have tryouts at UK just to get the 13th player? How does that make you guys feel? Now, I'm okay. And I'm going to tell you, before I get off, I'm going to tell you why I'm okay with not giving somebody a scholarship with 13 players. We have 12 dudes that can play basketball this year. Like no one wants to be here. I know, right? That's crazy, man. For me, we got 12 players that can play basketball. We know Coach Pope likes to share the minutes around. Not even as a coach, knowing that I have to find a way to get these guys minutes and keep people happy. That's a lot. That's a lot of people that you got to keep happy. It's only 12 people. So if you want to give a walk-on that chance to walk onto the team and be a part of what's going on, I'm okay with that. I don't have an issue with that. I didn't want to bring in somebody that was going to be like, well, pay me, and still I get in this ball game, and you're going to play me, or if I mess up, are you going to bench me every time? I think what we got here now, we're building the kind of chemistry with the guys here at Kentucky. Well, got paid. Someone got some money.
overall, I think collectively we got guys on this team that want to be here at Kentucky because they understand what it means to play basketball here at Kentucky and what it means to play for the name on front of the sorry about that. What it means to play for the name on the front of the jersey. To me, that matters a lot. And if you're going to bring in that 13 piece just because of what you can pay me, minutes I can get, ain't a walk on. Let's keep doing what we're doing. Don't bring in somebody that's going to break up the chemistry because now it's going to be about me. It's about me. It's about me. No. We're tired of hearing about here at Kentucky that it's about me. We're tired of being here in Kentucky, hearing about guys. Well, that's what I'm playing for. We're tired of hearing about that kind of stuff now. So if we got guys here who are buying in 100% to let's play for the name on the front of the jersey. Let's play for each other. Let's represent the state of Kentucky the best that we possibly know how to do. When you get that, you don't mess with that. You leave that chemistry alone, and we go out and we win or we lose with what we got right here. You don't mess that up right there. I said at the pitch for I said at the pitch for 100,000. I think I would too, for real. I would try it at 59 for real. I think we can feel it. I think Pope just wants to give talented homeboys a dream shot. I mean, it at the end of the day, why not? How do you feel about it? How do I? Well, Jasper. I tell you what, Antonio, don't take this personal, okay? I addressed and I talked about Jasper in a little bit in the length in the video, and I know you came in a little later. Go check out the video. I tell you, and I put my feelings out there about Jasper. I did, and no disrespect to them, but I just pretty much said what I wanted to say in the video. If that's okay, no disrespect or whatever, as well. I think if you're thinking about it, he don't want to play. So you can have 15 on the roster now if it's for two more. Now it's for two more walk-ons. I would take that 13th player and says this is who I'm now. If you need that extra walk on or two or whatever, if you need it or whatever, you do what you got to do. But I like what we got right now. I like the chemistry that we building. I like and I don't. We got depth, so it ain't like if somebody gets hurt, we're not gonna have somebody to come back it up or whatever. Maybe outside of Jackson Robinson, if he gets hurt, not really sure who's gonna be the dude in that case that can do what he does. Even though we got shooters, and shooting a three ball is going to be a major part of our game. So at the end of the day, I think the players that we got, I think what we're building here and the chemistry, I think it's something that you don't want to mess with. You don't want to tip it one way or another. You kind of want to see that it's riding even. People are really liking each other. People are really on board. You see every time they show Kentucky players, they always seem to be out in bunches. You don't really see a lot of just one guy or two guys out. A lot of times you actually seeing a lot of these guys out in bunches together, so that's good. That's very positive, and let's keep that going. And that's the best thing that we can hope for. And if Coach Pope feels like, okay, I'm good, I'm not going to bring anybody else in. I'm going to see if I can just bring somebody in as a walk-on or whatever to fill that 13th spot. Somebody that understands. I'm not coming here to get a lot of minutes, but I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride the wave of calling myself a Kentucky Wildcat, and I would definitely do that I'm for real too. I love that. I think OY is Robinson's backup pretty good, and who said that Peanut OY. I'll take that's a good point. He's one of those guys that's flying under the radar right now. Not a lot of people, what I'm saying, for like 70s. Not a lot of people are talking about him, which is very like I'm okay with that. I've always been that guy who supported the underdog, and I'm not calling Ortega an underdog. I'm not calling Carr an underdog. I'm not calling these guys underdogs, but these guys are somewhat flying up under the radar. You know what I'm saying? Like people are not really talking about him a whole lot. But when you get on the floor, they're gonna say, "Who's that dude right there?" I don't think we're playing for him, Coach. We didn't really this guy. So and at that point, too late because now we going right at you for real. If this team gets each other, we'll beat them. It is, and so they're going to hear these catch. I cannot wait, man, for real. This is just going to be a fun year for football. I'm going to throw that out there for football. I can't wait to hear touchdown Kentucky. I can't wait, man. Like, it sounds good. For real. All these guys starting last year. All of them but Brea, I think. I think Brea was 6-man. And actually Jackson came off the bench too as well. Ansley's up under the radar as well. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like we got a lot of talent on this team this year, and it's like people are falling up under the what's the name with the chrome helmet. Absolutely, yeah, chrome helmets are nice, man. I like my TD Kentucky. So touchdown Kentucky and the cannons go off, man, dude. It's awesome. It is awesome just to call myself a Kentucky fan. Yes, sir. It's awesome to call myself part of the Big Blue Nation family because that's what we are. We are one big happy family, and that is for sure. So, guys, thank you guys so much, Stoops. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I just posted a uploaded it today. So if you haven't checked, please go check out the video. Give it a like too. Don't forget to smash that like button if you hate Duke. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you hate Duke. Thank you, Sean, for that. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Go catch CATS, catch. I'm out. Thanks, guys. Till next show, Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. Let's do it. Don't forget to hit that like button after the video. Go comment after the video is over and makes a big difference. Please, thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Prayers for Jerry. You guys take it easy. And Antonio, don't forget to go back and watch the video, this video right here, when it's over, so you can see my comments about Jasper too as well. Hey, Antonio, and if you don't agree with it, that's fine. There's no upset, nothing like that. But just leave your comments in the remarks too as well too, and that makes a big difference. So we just got to black uniforms on a regular basis. I don't know. Today was hot though, so we have to see what that goes. Though what I'm saying? It's all about being flashy out there, being flashy and winning. Ooh, that's a good combination right there, Peanut. That's for sure. But I love you guys. Thank you guys. Until next time,